In 2004, Yogi Bhajan died, and a firestorm of accusations rose in the silence he left behind. Suddenly, the tradition that shaped my life was held in a new light, not the glow of reverence, but the fires of truth. Kundalini Yoga was the way I learned to breathe again, the way I learned to live inside my body without fear. It was my studio, my students, my service to the world. I could have walked away, but I knew my life had been directed to this practice for a reason. So I went searching, not for purpose, for truth. I looked to my students, the people who had entrusted me with their own healing. What I found in them was a library of living wisdom, historians and skeptics, scientists and poets, survivors and seekers, people who had spent their lives studying the body, the breath, trauma, energy, and consciousness. Together, we began to pull the thread, back through the history and temples, the hidden arts and suppression, the places where women's voices were removed from time. This is where we found her. This is where we found Kundalini. And the deeper we went, the clearer it became. Something had been missing for a very long time. What returned to me through this journey wasn't a teaching, but a remembering. Because this wasn't only about history of the outer world, it was about the union of our inner world. I started to see a mirror, and in that reflection, I understood that spirituality and science have always been describing the same observation from different perspectives. In the quantum field, nothing is separate. Everything influences everything. Reality is relationship. Energy is information. Consciousness is not outside the body, but it's braided through it. And suddenly, my investigation wasn't dismantling yoga, it was restoring it. Out of that restoration, a renaissance of this ancient modality began to form, not as a rejection of what came before, but a return to what was always meant to be whole, ancient feminine wisdom, Kundalini herself, and the quantum understanding of sacred union. This film is not about the collapse of a tradition, it's about the courage to walk into the fire, so what is true can survive, what is suppressed can rise, and what is divided can return to union, in us and through us. I didn't go searching to start something new. I went searching for Kundalini, to remember her wisdom. And what I found was a bridge from victim to victory. My friend and student, Dr. Emma SEPPÄLÄ, shares with us her research into healing trauma of the mind through breath, meditation, and service to others.
I've been practicing breathing, yoga, meditation for 20 years with an organization called Art of Living. And the way that I walked into Jen's studio was that I had a sickness at that time and that I couldn't get rid of, and it was in my skin. And I literally couldn't work, couldn't do anything. It really helped me at the time to harness my own warriorship as I was battling this physical condition. And I really appreciated Jen's warrior spirit. I think it echoes some of my own warrior spirit. I went to her class a lot when I was writing my second book, Sovereign, which in itself is kind of a warrior's manifesto of reclaiming your inner sovereignty. As a research scientist, as a psychologist, I wanted to study ways that we can help people regain their sovereignty. So I had the privilege of working with veterans with trauma. And what we found was that many of the regular therapeutic practices weren't helping them. And I was in New York during 9/11, and I was very anxious after that time. And I had learned a breathing practice called sky breath meditation that had helped me regain my footing. I was able to move on from the massive anxiety that I had had previously. So fast forward 10 years, I got my doctorate in psychology and I was doing a postdoc and I was working with veterans, and I thought, gosh, maybe breathing. We ran a study with veterans, which was a very moving experience. And after 1 week, most of them no longer qualified as having post-traumatic stress, and this was maintained a year later, suggesting that there are ways that we can give people their sovereignty back. We can give them the ability to move on with their lives using the breath.
In studies with veterans of war who practiced rhythmic breath meditation showed measurable reductions in PTSD and anxiety with sustained improvements in calm, sleep, and social connection. Their brains began to reorganize toward balance. The mind, once locked in survival, remembers choice. When the breath slows, the heart entrains, the hemispheres synchronize, and the body begins to hum in resonance. Trauma unwinds, light returns to the mind. In this union, healing becomes not an escape from the past, but a transformation of it.
My teacher, Gurudev Sri Sri Ravi Shankar, has a quote that I think of all the time, which is, the quality of our life depends on the quality of our mind. If we are stressed, we see everything as triggering. Our life is a reflection of our mind. And when we do things like spend more time in alpha wave mode, do more meditation, calm our mind, that's when we also have access to a whole other form of intelligence that has been stolen from us in a way. It's intuition. Intuition can sound like this woo thing. We use it all the time. I don't think there's probably one person out there who can truly say that they never in their life did something out of a hunch. I just felt like I had to do that. I had this feeling. And research shows that we're wired for these insights and that they're designed to save our life, showing that even when decision making is complex, you're going to make a better decision if you use your intuition than if you think through it rationally. There is so much more to uncover, and the military is doing a lot of research on intuition because it's helped so many soldiers save their lives or others' lives. And it's something that has been programmed out of us.